Inspirational Creatives, episode 170. Welcome to Inspirational Creatives. I'm your host, Rob Lawrence. Join me every Friday as I chat with successful artists, producers, and creative entrepreneurs who share powerful stories and strategies. They can help you to create the life that you want. Listen each week as these inspirational creatives show you how to take your creativity to the next level. You'll learn how to create a sustainable business that inspires others and gives you the financial freedom and lifestyle that you want. Thanks for listening. Make sure you sign up at inspirationalcreatives.com to get free exclusive bonus material. And now, on with the show. Rob here, and welcome to this short action episode of Inspirational Creatives. If you're new to these short action episodes, each Wednesday a new short action episode is published, which will help you to take some life-changing action to help you live more creatively. Often they feature actionable takeaways from a longer conversation that's published every Friday. Before we begin today's short action episode, I want to give a quick shout out to Dan Keeley, who I had the pleasure of meeting recently in person at this year's Yestival. Dan's got a fascinating story, and I know he's an avid listener of this podcast, so I'd like to thank him for reaching out. I'd also like to thank Stephanie, who recently left an iTunes review saying that Rob asks his guests the exact questions I would have, but frames it in a way that the listener gets to intimately listen to a real conversation about what it takes to be successful and leverage our own inner talents and creativity. Thanks for that review, Stephanie. I'd also like to thank Vernon Foster II, who offered this review on iTunes. Inspirational Creatives is handcrafted brilliance. Rob does a stellar job of bringing a roster of incredible talent, and his own production is impeccable. Absolutely flattered. Thank you, Vernon and Stephanie, for those. And now, on with the show. So in this short action episode, we're going to explore one or two of the reasons as to why as creatives we often get stuck. Not just stuck, but sometimes why we end up spinning our wheels, taking the wrong kind of action. It's all down to limiting beliefs, as coach and expert on thought mastery and mental focus, Kim Ades, shared with me in episode 169. I ask him about the bottlenecks she often faces and those faced by creative people like her clients who are trying to take massive action. Kim shared with me what she believed are some of the biggest challenges for her clients and creative people like you and me. Here's what Kim's found and what she had to say.
Well, what we see is a set of beliefs, right? So every person has a set of beliefs, and those beliefs are often beliefs designed to preserve the person, preserve the soul, the spirit, the body, the mind, the ego, whatever it is, right? They're preservation beliefs. But those beliefs are also beliefs that really play havoc with your ability to take the kind of action that will lead you to goal attainment. So I'll give you an example. Okay, a lot of my clients struggle with the need to be constantly in a state of productivity. They need to be productive. And if they're not productive, then they feel worthless, valueless. They have self-doubt, and all this stuff fills in. So if every minute of every day isn't productive, then they don't feel good. And so their value is equated to all the things you do. And they've invented that paradigm.
According to Kim, the ability to take action that leads to goal attainment can be restricted by what Kim calls preservation beliefs. These are a set of beliefs that can be found deep inside any creative being, often at a subconscious level, and they exist to preserve the person. Kim suggests that these beliefs play havoc with our ability to attain the goals that we want. One of those beliefs, common with Kim's clients, and I can certainly relate with this, is the need to be productive. Up until very recently, I felt the need to be productive just as Kim describes, whereas if I wasn't filling every minute of every day with an activity that I believed was productive in some way, then I didn't feel fulfilled. In episode 169, Kim shared an example of another limiting belief with me.
Another example is that a lot of clients feel like the only time when they feel valuable or good is when somebody else lets them know that they've done something valuable or good. So they're very, very dependent on other people's approval. And they're paralyzed by that when they don't get it. And if they don't get it, then there's a dialogue that goes on in their head. Oh man, I shouldn't have said that. That was stupid. Or I should just be quiet more, or I should speak up more, or, that was really dumb. How could I think of even saying that? Or what's going to happen now? Or, oh man, I don't deserve this role. I'm not up to the task, and on and on and on. And that dialogue starts to erode their confidence.
Another common limiting belief, which Kim believes erodes confidence for creative people, is when they believe they need other people's approval. The only time when they feel valuable or good is when somebody else lets them know that they have done something that is valuable or good. Notice that this belief, or this sense of fulfillment, is dependent upon the action taken. Marry this up with the need to be productive always, and you've potentially got a recipe for either burnout or inaction. In episode 169, I shared my own thoughts and experience with Kim about my own needs and feelings towards being productive. You can hear that longer conversation in episode 169 on inspirationalcreatives.com. For now, and for the sake of brevity, in this short action episode, I want to explore with you what Kim had to say about this need to seek approval from others. In episode 169, I asked Kim this question. In those instances then, is it external approval versus internal approval that you're dealing with, or is it approval or something else?
Well, that's exactly it. Internal approval versus external approval. And even I'll go so far to say, like, those people who seek external approval don't really understand that they are very much in the position to give approval rather than seek it.
Kim suggests that those seeking approval are very much in a position to give approval. Kim explains.
When you start to understand that you're in a position to give approval, all of a sudden you're detached. You separate yourself from the need to receive approval.
If you feel the need to seek external approval from others in order to feel good or valued, Kim suggests repositioning your beliefs. When you're in a position to give approval, by doing so, you detach yourself from the need to seek approval.
The paradigm shifts, the positioning shifts, and there's a sudden understanding that we're all in the same kind of boat. We all kind of feel the same at different points in time. And if that's the case, then I could be a little bit more at ease in the world. I don't have to prove myself so much.
As Kim puts it, the paradigm shifts. You don't have to prove yourself so much to gain a strong sense of self-worth. Just think how powerful this can be in our everyday lives and with social media. Rather than simply hopping onto Facebook, Instagram or Twitter to see how many likes or follows you have got today, why not try an approach of giving approval and using social media as an opportunity to give, contribute and to share rather than gain approval? In episode 169, Kim offered a powerful example of how she changed her own thinking when it comes to her public speaking. By changing her own beliefs as to how she feels value from giving a talk or presentation, she is able to feel less nervous before and more satisfaction after her speaking opportunities. And she did this all by changing her mindset. Hear more in episode 169. For now, Kim offers this idea when it comes to self-doubt and the need to feel productive or to seek other people's approval.
But if we can become aware of when we're falling, when we're slipping, when we're spiraling down into this hole of self-doubt and self-loathing and just, beating ourselves up consciously or unconsciously, when we can catch that and say, okay, enough of that. That's not really helping me get to where I want to be. Now we have greater power.
Good luck considering these ideas today. To hear more, head on over to inspirationalcreatives.com and look for episode 169, where you can hear more of Kim's wisdom and what she had to say. If you'd like to share your thoughts and ideas on this short action episode, I'd love to hear them, so head on over to inspirationalcreatives.com/contact, where you can connect with me there, or drop me an email at rob@inspirationalcreatives.com and I'll chat to you soon. Thanks for listening. Nothing beats the stories and advice of an expert to help you raise your creative game. I would love to know what you thought about today's episode, so don't forget to subscribe in iTunes, where you can rate and review the show. If you like this episode, I invite you to share it on Facebook or Twitter with the one person you know who will benefit from the wisdom shared here today. You can find the show notes on inspirationalcreatives.com/podcast. If you have a burning question or a great idea for a guest, head on over to inspirationalcreatives.com/contact, where you can connect with me there.